Welcome to re:Invent 2025. I'm so excited to be here. We have a great customer story. I'm just doing this setting up, set the scene for Mohammed. My name is Hara Gavriliadi, and I'm Customer Success Specialist for Amazon Connect. I've been with AWS for over 4.5 years now, and in my current role, I help organizations maximize their investment in Amazon Connect through successful implementations and continuous adoption of the capabilities. As I said, it's wonderful to be here. It's my first time in Vegas. It's a bit, can I say this on the stage? It's a bit mad, isn't it? It's a lot. Okay, I'm going to say, since I'm on stage, I'm saying it's overwhelming, but actually it's brilliant, it's wonderful. And it's wonderful to be here with Mohammed Khan, Director of Technology and Product from So Energy. I will set the scene. I will just talk a little bit about customer experience and Amazon Connect's role in enhancing it. And then I will pass it to Mohammed to bring all the exciting stuff with the So Energy story. I know that you are here for that. I need this, though, to keep moving. Okay. I just wanted to start with Amazon's mission. Have you heard of Amazon's mission before? Okay. Because we have more customers here. We don't have a lot of employees, but this is every time I think about Amazon missions, it's all about being Earth's most customer-centric company. Notice it's quite vague, it's quite broad, right? It doesn't say be Earth's most centric company, online retail company, or e-commerce company, or cloud provider company, or a smart device manufacturer. It's been customer-centric. While the mission is broad, it's quite specific. And customer centricity is the most foundational element in the way we do innovation, in the way we actually making decisions. From the beginning at Amazon, we had 3 key ideas. It was all about customer, put the customer first. I keep talking about customer centricity, that customer obsession, customer experience. The second one was invent, and also be patient. Well, in the world of AI, let's see how patient we can be, but it's our third key element. So we'll talk more about all of this in the session. But what is customer experience? Customer experience is not a simple concept. If I ask 100 people, most probably they will give me 100 different answers. If I ask all of you, most probably will give me different definition. But I'm here, I will try to give you a definition. It's all about the complete journey a customer has with a brand or an organization. For the first time, they are aware of it from the first awareness touch point to long after the purchase, after they use the products or the services. So think of it as the lasting impression that is created by every single interaction, no matter how big or small it is, and that shapes how the customers connect, but also feel about the brand, the organization. You all come from different companies here. Think about your customers, how they connect with you, how they feel about you. Let me bring it to life with an example, right? Your journey here today. You most probably took a flight, yeah? Do you take a train, flight, not train, flight? When you arrived at the airport, you most probably took an Uber or a Lyft to go to the hotel, and then you checked in on the hotel, right? All these are different experiences that you had with all these 3 different brands: the airline, the ride-share service, and the hotel. And if I ask you, most probably you have different experiences, right? You may love it or you may hate it, the airline or the Lyft or the hotel, I don't know, but I'm trying to resonate every time I have a trip, I use a product on how I feel with that and how actually how they will make me feel more delightful. But why I keep talking about customer experience? Why is it important? So Jeff Bezos, of course we had to talk about Jeff, right? Jeff Bezos once said that customers are always beautifully and wonderfully dissatisfied, even when they report they are happy and business is great. And what they want, even when they don't yet know it, customers want something better. And your desire to delight your customers, this is how you how you invent on their behalf. This is how you drive invention. So with customer experience, you can outpace competition because you can supercharge the experience you provide to your customers and delight them. Customer service, I have here contact centers, actually is the heart and the hub of the business. This is actually where you boost loyalty. This is where you boost revenue, either through the digital or human interactions. It can be self-serve, it can be automated interactions. I'm pretty sure after this week there were many different interactions, like agentic interactions. But also, your contact center has so much wealthness and richness of data. And the saying goes like, you cannot improve what you cannot measure. And guess what? You have so much insights and information in your contact center. How do you use it? Do you use it to inform product development? Do you use it to inform business decision? You have it. That's your commodity. And that statistic always either frightens me, if I'm scared of it sometimes, or I'm excited about this sometimes in terms of what it gives you, in terms of opportunity, right? But in today's market, it's never been easier for a customer just to walk away and do business elsewhere. So easy. It's on their fingertips, right? It's on their phone. Most probably, they can just decide and do something else. So 80% of the customers value experience equally to product. And 82% abandon business after poor service. That's fascinating, at least for me. One more stat for you. In 2023, customers were tolerating 3.3 bad interactions before moving, abandoning a brand. In 2024, that dropped in 2.4. After 2.4 bad interactions, I'm going to the competitor. 2025, I'm really keen to see that, but most probably you know where it's going. So that's why customer experience is really crucial for the success of your business. Mohammed will talk about energy, omni-channel, the communication channels. So I wanted to bring what we see as challenges today, right? All your customers, we are all customers. We expect to engage with a brand, with an organization, through our preferred channel, right? Either it's chat, it can be voice, it can be the chatbot, it can be messaging. I heard that in the US, you do iMessage. In Europe, the accent is Greek, but I live in London, but in Europe, is all about WhatsApp. So there are nuances, right? And we want to interact and get the service we expect through our preferred channel. However, what we've seen is that many companies, they use different solutions for each channel. And therefore, the customer experience must be built and maintained separately. As you can imagine, this creates operational complexities and challenges. It's a fragmented approach that leads to licensing costs for each of the solutions based on the channel. Inconsistent reporting, you have data everywhere, how you bring it together. And reduced agent efficiency, because the agents have to constantly go through different applications, switch between applications to actually serve the customers. So it's really hard to deliver that experience, that seamless experience that the customers expect. And this is where Amazon Connect comes in, which Amazon Connect reimagines the contact center for the AI era. And I'm pretty sure you're going to hear about AI the entire week. With Amazon Connect, business finally have one platform, one single platform that reduces the complexity while delivering that intelligent and efficient experience that both the customers, but also the agents expect. And it's all backed up by the scalability and innovation of AWS. So if you think about this, it's one application, one seamless experience for the customer, the agent, but also for the contact center managers, administrators. And you can see here is unified automation, routing, I said the American accent, I think routing and analytics, but also any channel, any channel. Specifically for the communication channels, Amazon Connect can meet the customers where they prefer to engage. It can be voice, it can be chat, it can be messaging, it can be mail, it can be iMessage, it can be anything. While also proactively reaching to customers to resolve any potential issues before actually they become problems. That's crucial, before the issues become problems. Also, there is intelligent self-service capability where actually it can handle automatically inquiries through AI-powered conversations. But also this gives quick resolutions, but also the opportunity for the customer's conversation to escalate to actually an agent where there is a need. It can be a complex query where you need more empathy, it's risky for the business, it's more valuable. So the live agent is there, and there's a seamless escalation. What does this mean for the business? These are a few metrics, but it's all about the number of contacts, right? The number of interactions to go down, because the customers can get the answers and the resolution that they want the first time. And it's all about improving call containment and abandonment rate. This is just a snapshot of what Amazon Connect can do. Most probably you've seen this before. It's quite overwhelming, even for all of us that we've seen it many times, but I'm not going to go into the details of the features. It's just remarkable how the journey of Amazon Connect from 2017 when it started till today. We started as a disruptor, we moved to visionary, and now we are a leader in the contact center space. We started with a voice capability in 2017, but also we have consistently expanded our offering across key 3 dimensions. From the communications channel, we moved from simple voice and chat to comprehensive omni-channel solution, including AI-powered self-service, and also emerging channels like WhatsApp, which is, as I said, really common in Europe, Middle East, and Africa. For our agent empowerment, we moved from like a simple contact control panel to multi-agent collaboration, to sophisticated AI-assisted workflows. And for analytics and insights, we moved from historical insights and reporting to advanced AI-powered insights, automated evaluations, but also comprehensive optimization tools. This is also on the launches. You hear so many new launches this week, right? But from 14 launches to 200 plus. But the key thing for me here is all about the strategic direction that Amazon Connect takes, and it's all about investing heavily in AI and integrating every solution. So ultimately, what it is about? It's all about meeting. Actually, I'm going to change the meeting from my next presentation. It's about exceeding customer expectations. If you meet them, I'm going to change that. But it's all about exceeding customer expectations. Because for most end customers, customer experience is not your app or your website or the other person at the end of a phone call. It's all these interactions together. This is what I talk about, right? The perception that you put all the touch points together. And customers, what do they expect? They expect a dynamic balance of responsiveness and adaptability. So they want immediate answers. We translate time with care. We translate time that actually we care more. Think about that. So I want an immediate answer. This means that you care about me. But also, customers want your service to evolve with their needs. We're greedy as people, right? But also, they want continuity into their journey. They also want to know their problems before they do. Actually, you want to know their problems, resolve them before they become problems. And lastly, they want to feel that your organization understands, remembers their relationship with you, and you bring personalized solutions to them. What actually customers want, what do we all want, what every human fundamentally desires, to be understood. So I think Mohammed will actually bring into life with how SoEnergy is doing that.
Thank you. Well done. Brilliant. That's working. Hello, everyone. My name is Mohammed. I'm from SoEnergy, and thank you, Hara, for that wonderful Amazonian insight to customer experience. So today, I'm excited to talk about how we leverage the Amazon Connect platform to reinvent our customer experience and the impact it has had on our people and our customers. So quick introduction to SoEnergy. We're an independent energy retailer in the UK, formed about a decade ago. We serve around 300,000 customers, about 500,000 meter points, gas and electric. And we were really formed with a mission to offer 100% renewable electricity to our customers with the most competitive pricing and without compromising on customer service. Our founders, Charlie and Simon, really had the belief that customers shouldn't have to compromise on customer service in order to get fair pricing. So before I move on, let me ask you an incredibly daft question. With a show of hands, can you tell me, can all of you say, do you love speaking to your friends, family, loved ones? This is what I expect you guys to raise your hands. If you didn't, this side of the, aren't really friendly. Thank you. Now, ask the question, do you really like speaking to your energy provider? Unless your loved one works in the call center, I wouldn't see any hands. Right? It'd be strange if this group raised their hands now. Why is that? It's a really fundamental point to understanding customer experience, because you really need to understand why the customer is contacting us about, the motive of why the customer is contacting us. And that is variable, changes from industry to industry. For us in the energy industry, customers really contacting us because either we've done something wrong or they really need our help. And they're already frustrated before they even contact us. And for us, customer experience will change that feeling of frustration to satisfaction and happiness. And that is what Hara mentioned, that we should exceed customer expectations. So at SoEnergy, we took that, and when we started our company, we were small and we were scaling up. So we were able to offer that personalized customer experience to our customers, and we were able to change that level of frustration when they contacted us to satisfaction, happiness really, really easily. As we scaled and we grew larger, that became more and more difficult. And then something small called COVID happened, where we had to overnight change our operation. It was fully in-house in a small office in West London to being fully remote overnight. And then off the back of COVID, we had the energy crisis in the UK, where customers' bills doubled, tripled overnight. That was a game changer for us. Where we were expecting a contact level of interaction at a certain level, overnight they spiked. The whole perception around energy companies changed, where the people thought actually is ripping us off, and every interaction became even more frustrating, more challenging. Our processes started tweaking or being put to test, where we weren't expecting that much of interactions to happen in the first place. Then to add to that context, the electrification of the industry started happening as well. So like where at first energy was a bill that you just paid monthly and didn't really think about it, you started thinking about energy, how you used on a daily basis. My car needs an EV charger. I need to get a charger. There's a time of use tariff. What does that mean? And so on. So what we were set out to do became suddenly very, very complicated. And it was our job to realize that and make it simple for our customers. So once we were done with the firefighting and an energy crisis kind of subsided, it's still I would say, the prices of electricity are still more higher than they were pre-crisis, but it's more stable now. We really had to start thinking about how we were offering our customer experience to our customers. So let's talk about some of the problems that we were facing, and some of these will not be new to any of you. You would have either experienced them as customers of other companies, or you would have experienced them as service providers. So we really had fragmented platforms. So our agents were using one platform for voice, another for chat and email. Customers were contacting us across channels, and when they went from one channel to another, they really had to retell the story because there was no context between those channels. So that led to a lot of frustration for the customers. Imagine you have a problem, you speak to someone, and again, when you try to speak to again, you have to go repeat the story again, and that leads to more frustration. That led to a lot of repetitive work and manual work, not only for the customers, but agents as well. They had to constantly re-verify the customer details, make notes, and keep manual track of what the customer context was. We also found that we were losing, in certain instances, when we were escalating more volumes to our back office, our processes weren't really taking into account of how we were tracking those tickets. And sometimes, unfortunately, we would lose a back office escalation, and the customer would then contact us again, and we wouldn't know where the ticket is. All of that led to the customers becoming more frustrated. So they're already at a level of frustration when having to contact us, and by the time that they've actually contacted us and we have not been able to resolve the query more, the frustration levels increased, and that's where you get the negative sentiment that we were getting. So that was a problem. We then looked at how do we actually go about solving the problem. And we realized we kind of needed a platform that helped us overcome those limitations. But it wasn't just about the platform itself. It wasn't just about technology. We quickly realized that you still have to take your people and the processes along the journey at the same time. Our goal wasn't operational efficiency. Our goal was to build our trust with the customers, one interaction at a time. So we needed a platform that helped enable us do that. So what were we looking for? One, we were looking for a truly omni-channel service. We wanted to meet the customers where they are, not for the customers to come to us. That meant the channel of their choice, be it chat, voice, WhatsApp, social media, and we wanted that all in one single context, so that we could easily contact those customers across the channels, but also maintain the context whether they have contacted us in any channel of their choice. Secondly, we really wanted to empower our agents. We wanted to give them a unified workspace that allowed them to have the whole context of the customer, so they spend less time figuring out what the customer is saying, more time solving the problem. We wanted to use some of the technology on Agent Assist and so on, and have them build out some empowered tooling for them that will help reduce the cognitive load, especially as the energy industry that we knew the context was going to get more complicated. We wanted to make sure agents had all the information at the right time without having to maintain that in their heads. And then we wanted dynamic resourcing as well. We wanted to make sure we could flex our capacity to the demand and make sure we can point our capacity to where the customers need it most at the time of the urgency as well, and also the topics that we want to address first. So those were some of the core concepts that we wanted to make sure our platform enabled. Lastly, we wanted to make sure we are future ready. Now, I know Hara says you're going to hear AI a lot, and I've tried to minimize the level of the number of times I say AI in the presentation for a reason, and we'll talk about that at the end. But we knew that the industry and the customer care is on a precipice of change. And we didn't want to really do a transformation in 3 years' time. We also realized that actually there's a lot of hype, but a lot of the AI capabilities aren't mature enough to actually transform what we would want in a few years. So we really meant to show that we don't stay on a transformation flywheel, and we just jump from one transformation to another transformation, because those are expensive. So we really wanted a platform that would be able to grow with us and grow with the technology that we can see in the industry. And that enabled us to make sure that we don't get left behind and we don't really have to do another transformation. So we grow organically as the technology grows as well. So we started looking at platforms. We looked at the regular traditional CCaaS platforms, very strong offering, but they're very traditional in that sense. Everyone started at that point in time having like AI functionality, but all of that was pretty much limited to like, hey, we can do some NLP recognition, which wasn't really Gen AI, it was repackaged as such, or it was the usual summarize your text and help write emails or chat. So that was what we were seeing. We also saw some new entrants coming to the market, which offered some interesting things, but we weren't really comfortable going with a completely new entrant, given the importance of this to our business, but also the risk of it, because this is pretty much a one-way door decision quoting Amazon concepts. So we landed with Amazon Connect. And what gave us really confident was they were a disruptor. They're starting to be a leader in the market. They gave us a lot of comfort that whilst they're starting a leader, they still maintained the investment and the ability to make lots of changes and give us new features as we go along. And that gave us comfort that actually, you know what, we will get the right level of investment in the platform. So what are the things that we looked at? So we got the unified cloud platform. We got all the channels that we wanted, voice, email, chat, initially in one cloud-native solution with complete context in one place, so case management and tasks that allowed us to make sure, regardless of the channel of communication from the customer, our agents were looking at the complete context of all of the contact, regardless of the channel. Second element was really important to us. We wanted deep integration to the CRM. So we've got internal CRM. The energy industry is complicated. They've got its own quirks and so on. And we wanted to make sure that we should be able to adapt to it without having us to adapt to the platform, and not the other way around. And that enabled us to give one single unified view for agents of the customer. We wanted to straight away go to simplified routing. We wanted to make sure we could meet the demand to our capacity, but also route our customers to right agent as quickly as possible so that we can solve the problems as efficiently as possible. And we also wanted to make sure this had an AI foundation to it. So we were future-proofing ourselves from that to ensure that when we're looking at forwards, like when we wanted to expand to chatbots, voice bots, we knew we could do that as well. So these are the things that we found comfort in when we're looking at the Amazon Connect solution. So what did the implementation journey look like? So we started conversation pretty much last year around this time, and we went to a POC and started framing out the POC in December, January. And we worked really closely with Amazon and our colleagues in AWS in London. We didn't really go for an implementation partner. We had our own in-house tech team, and we were confident that to be honest, we did try an implementation partner for one thing, and we didn't really work out because it was actually slowing us down, actually speeding us up, because we knew the context, and we didn't really even want to bring up someone with the context and then get the insights on the tech. So we said, we've got a tech team, we should be able to do this. We spoke to Amazon, and they really helped us upskill from a tech point of view on the Amazon Connect platform. So we did the POC. We grew very comfortable that actually this is something that we would want to go ahead with. And then we moved into design phase whilst the POC was pretty much going on or nearing completion. We co-created our solution with our architects, colleagues in Amazon, and we were comfortable that we were getting the right advice and getting the best practices to make sure that we get value out of investment. And then we moved on to build and test. In here, we really focused on the foundations. We tried to make sure that we don't get distracted by the new shiny features. But first, we focus on the foundations before we actually leverage the platform more in the future. And that helped us ground ourselves to making sure that when we have a successful implementation and we stick to the timelines. And then we kind of finish about our build and test in our April, May. Then followed a whole set of change management and training. We trained about over 250 people in around 4 weeks on the new platform. And we finished the rollout in June, where we exited the old platform. So all in all, it took about 6 to 7 months to get that done. So you can accelerate pace. It depends on the complexity of your own ecosystem and how quickly you can take the people on that journey as well. And that's key. The people on that journey is pretty much going to be your slowest point of the transformation. Right? And you should take them along on the ride from day one to get them excited and so on. We also got Amazon to come in and present to us on a tech all hands and so on, and do some customer experience presentations, and they were very willing to help that. And that helped all create the excitement in the company around that. So what did that look like? So before, we had agents going to multiple systems. We had customers who would contact us in different channels and wouldn't have to have any customer context going forwards. And that loss of context enabled a lot of manual work and wasn't really created a lot of friction to creating long wait times and solving customer problems in a not time-efficient manner. After Amazon Connect, we enabled instant recognition across all our channels. So we had initial automatic identity and verification, along with intent recognition. So regardless of the channel customers calling on us on, we had all that context in one place with case management and tasks. That allowed our agents to have the complete context of the customer, of what they're talking us about, and allowed them to actually focus on solving what the customer problem is rather than figuring out what the customer is talking us about. So for agents, we enabled a unified workspace. We gave them from multiple screens to having one screen where they had the whole contact center ability, but also we integrated the CRM into the agent workspace as well. So literally operating from 3 screens to one screen, and that was really powerful for that, for the agents. We gave them complete customer context, so they didn't really have to figure out what the customer is saying if they called it multiple times. They kind of had the whole context, and this came out with some of the AI features. You had contact summarization and so on, so customers could really glance really quickly what the customers were contacting us about before they even start speaking to the customer. That enabled them to start fixing on the problem and speaking with the customer rather than figuring out what the problem is. And that allowed us to start solving those customers' queries more quickly and more efficiently. For the management, we enabled real-time agility. We had the ability to now have concurrency where a resourcing team could manage agents on whatever channel they wanted in real time and move the demand towards the capacity. This was pretty much a game changer for us. We enabled concurrency, which enabled our call center staff to be able to do voice and emails at the same time, with voice taking a priority. And that what helped us is everyone was taking calls. If there was not enough calls coming through, they would work the emails. And you'll see how that impacted our metrics in a bit. We enabled intelligent scheduling. So again, we made sure that the customers that contact us were routed rightly first time to the correct people or group of teams that would enable to solve their queries. And we were able to help our new joiners, where we could actually take a level of different types of work, focused work, and give them work in the first week. So instead of waiting for them to train for all 4 weeks, you could start with training and say, right, you've already worked on this, and you can start working calls the same week. And that was really great from feedback we had, because we enabled time to efficiency of those agents really, really quickly. And we had complete visibility of our customer contact now, be it tasks with back office, or be it with sitting with agents or waiting on customers. We kind of knew everything that was going on. And that was a step change from what we had before. So we can start managing a customer experience in a more unified way. So let's look at proof points. And before I go to the proof points, we did have a few teething issues, right? So we started in June, and we kind of knew that we wouldn't be able to accelerate and see the benefits straight away, so we kind of preempted that. However, we did have a level where actually our performance went down a bit, but we were confident in not just the platform, but also our ability to turn that around, because we knew there was teething issues. And what we did then was okay, what are the concerns from a people process point of view, some tweaks into the workflows, and that enabled us to turn the ship around really quickly. And the last few months, we've seen remarkable performance improvements, especially in reduced call wait times. It's about 33%, but we expect that to even get better over the next few months. At the same time, we didn't let email responses take a hit as well. So we were making sustainable progress across all channels at the same time. I've not put it on the slide, but before our chat volumes were pretty much negligible, but increased that channel to 15% to watch from like pretty much less than 1% all at the same time. So it showed that we were acting in a more sustainable manner and meeting customer expectations from contact in the channel of choice as well. That led to a higher CSAT. And it's remarkably simple. We focused on the basics. We didn't really do anything fancy on the CSAT. All we're doing is like, let's answer the customer's queries as quickly as possible and make sure we get it right first time. And if you do that basics well, your CSAT's going to improve automatically. And that allowed us, like for Trustpilot, we're about to go to 4.5 as well in the new year. So we can start seeing the proof points of the platform implementation in about 3 months' time after rollout. So what's next? And I think from reactive to predictive, you really want to focus on 2 different aspects of the Amazon Connect platform. We want to focus on the agent experience. We want to leverage the agent assist and give agents the best context to have for dealing with customer queries and making sure they're able to resolve first time. Secondly, we also want to ensure we've got a very consistent customer experience across all our customer base, and we're starting to play around with agent performance. I think they've changed the name, but performance evaluations, which will allow us to based on AI, quality check every single interaction with the customers and allow AI agent assist coaching as well, which is hopefully going to make sure that our agents know what they're doing and if we continuously self-learn and follow that great feedback loop. On the other side, we want to offer agents or customers self-serve channels where if they want to, they can answer the questions and get empowered and meet the demand themselves. That involves 2 aspects of it. We did a chatbot at the same time with a RAG 11 chatbot based on Amazon Connect. We want to start giving it more context and make it more context aware and then move on to voice bots as well. So it's a better chance of customers answering the questions themselves. Secondly, we're starting to experiment with what we can do from agentic agents, where we can give some deterministic tooling and see if we can give agents the ability to solve customer queries a bit more for more complex queries themselves. We started playing around with something like that in terms of like with the Bedrock integration, right? We were reading an email for certain intents, and we're seeing actually if the customer hasn't given us enough context, we would reply back to the customer automatically and say, right, can you give us these details before we actually process your request? And we started seeing good results with that as well. But that's the beauty of the platform. You can do really cool stuff, but really, really quickly once you've integrated into the ecosystem. Now, lastly, I want to talk about, we mentioned we really didn't focus on the AI aspect of the transformation. And there's a reason. One is the hype and everything that's going on. And I think as technology leaders, we kind of need to temper that down. But AI isn't going to solve the world's problem like on its own. It's really an enabler. And we really want to focus on the benefits that it would give to our customers and our agents as well. And that's what we focused on. So we really made the people the part of the story, and we made sure that we leveraged the benefits of AI rather than scare the people off. And I think that's also really important because in contact centers and so on, there's always threat that AI is going to take my job and so on, and there will always be a bit of tension around that. So we really want to make sure that is not the case. There's an interesting story that I was in a conference last week, and they had a guest speaker as a chef talking about sustainability. And halfway through his presentation, he goes, I've been told to talk about AI, right? And I was like, I don't know anything about AI. And that just shows how we are at the moment as a society, where we've infatuated with the technology, but not really what the outcomes it can give us. And I think that's, as technology leaders, we kind of need to temper those expectations, but also make sure we're leveraging that for the benefit of our customers and our people. Lastly, I'm going to leave you with some key learnings and next steps if you are going to undertake any of a transformation yourself. Start with a foundation. Like, figure out what is going wrong, why are you doing the things you're doing right now, make sure you understand that before you do a migration. There's no point doing the same processes that may be broken, and you take them to a new system because you're going to still have the same problems. The new system is not going to fix them automatically for you. Co-create the solutions. We didn't need to have a tech implementation partner because we relied on an internal tech team, but we did work with Amazon themselves to make sure we leverage expertise. So ensure that is really important. So you learn from people's mistakes, but you make sure you don't fall down the same rabbit holes that other people might. And measure what matters. There are a lot of metrics out there. Don't get tracked to the vanity metrics. Focus on a few, and we focus on CSAT and getting right customer queries right first time. And those are pretty much, but they'll be very different to your industry, but make sure you have a clear idea of what you're measuring for success. And then building for tomorrow. We have to acknowledge AI and the change that will impact our industry, especially the contact center. We really don't know what's going to happen in 5 years' time. We may have humans speaking to humans in call center. We may have actually everyone's own AI assistant speaking to an AI assistant, AI co-pilot in a contact center solving queries themselves. But the idea is that we can't predict the future completely, but we don't neglect it either. So invest into the today and the now, make sure you solve the problems for now, but you invest enough that you allow you to extend for the future. And that's really important because you don't really want to do a transformation or keep on doing a transformation every single time. Transformations are expensive, and they cause a lot of disruption to the business. So that's the key point. And that's it for me. I'm going to leave it to Hara to talk about some of the exciting stuff that's coming on Amazon Connect, and then we'll have a few minutes on Q&A.
I told you it would be exciting, right? I told you that. Just set the scene. Can I add, this is out of the practice, can I add 3 key things as well as takeaways? Your customers are already frustrated when they contact you in customer service. They're not neutral, they're not 0, they're minus. And the agents are trying to deal with already frustrated customers. That was one of the key things, and I want to emphasize that. The second one is, it's the technology, but also the people and the processes. Mohammed keep talking about the people and the processes. It's all about the culture. What I've seen in many customers, organizations I work with, it takes more time to change the mindset, the culture, the people and the processes than actually the technology. And I think you mentioned this many times. And the third one, what was the third one? I forgot the third one. It's OK, I'll go back to that. But yeah, what is exciting, what is coming? I wanted to talk about a few of the, I think it's 30 total features being launched by Amazon Connect and reInvent this week. And if you are interested in learning more, we're going to be at the Expo Hall at the AWS Village in Venetian. We're booth A13. I will have it on the slide in a bit. But Mohammed talked about agentic, right? And we are really excited to announce that Amazon Connect has transformed into a fully agentic solution where intelligent AI agents can autonomously handle complex customer interactions. AI agents can leverage comprehensive suite of tools like data sources and including knowledge bases, external systems, but also Amazon Connect cases, allowing the AI agent to independently access, create, or update customer information before going to resolve the customer issues or inquiries. Also, we have enhanced the self-service voice channel with agentic voice. What does this mean? Your automated voice system can now have a natural, flowing conversation. It can pick up the different accents. It can pick up my accent. And it can pick up emotional cues, and it can add to the conversation, the interaction with the customer. What actually makes it really powerful is instead of the rigid, robotic responses that you might be used to, your customers might be used to, this AI agent can understand the context, can understand, can get all the right information, and also take meaningful actions to resolve any issues. So it's a complete departure from the traditional automated voice systems that we had before. And also, Amazon Connect now supports message processing that intercepts, that actually processes messages, emails and chat messages before reaching the end customer. It can automatically detect any sensitive information like PII data, and that's in multiple languages, and can support also custom processing based on the business needs. Depending on the industry you are, based on the organization you are, you can actually put that business rules. Right. These are 3 out of 30 launches, so if you want to hear more from actually our experts, we are at the AWS Village at the Expo Hall. This is in Venetian. We are booth A13. Come and speak with the team there, the specialists there. And here's some upcoming sessions tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. More exciting stories to hear from our customers, who are the actually true heroes here in this week. With that, thank you very much, and open to questions.